Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arij if you're new, and I make videos. I try to make them every week, but every now and then I take a couple weeks off. But what you need to know is that I make videos about self-mastery and self-growth and spirituality, and yes, I'm also very much moving into divine feminine leadership. So this is one of the first videos that really has that intention specifically. And last night when I was called to make a video like this, immediately when I got the idea and when I felt this like strong desire to, I got really scared because this is very outside of my comfort zone at the moment. There's a part of me that is afraid of judgment still. There's a part of me that actually still holds a lot of who I really am back, especially when it comes to more of the esoteric stuff, more of the information that I've been learning and aligning with that isn't represented in the mainstream culture. And I've been exploring that more deeply, and that is where my path is leading. I feel like one of my missions on this planet, one of the things that my life is devoted to, is offering people options in how to live their life, showing people that you don't have to align yourself with the status quo, that you don't have to perceive reality the way that everyone else perceives it or the way that you were taught it growing up. There are so many different configurations of reality that you can play within, and all of these configurations are equally valid, and it is your choice if you choose to align with them or not. And I discovered that a year ago. I mean, I feel like it's always been on my life path, this conflict between existing ideologies and existing perceptions and new, more exciting and more fun and more uplifting perceptions. Like, I grew up within a very rigid religious structure. And when you grow up like that, it's very like, this is how life is. You can't really walk outside of the lines. But then when I got to university, I realized actually I did want to walk out of the lines and that I could walk out of the lines. And actually, when I did walk out of the lines, amazing, magical, expansive things happened. And that experience has provoked an even greater desire to question the status quo and question what I've been taught. And this video, you've read the title already, so you know what it's about. It's really scary to me because I've never done this before. I've always actually really had a positive relationship with my period, but it was never like I wasn't super close with it. Like, I never really like engaged with it too much. I was just like one of those people that never really got cramps. I never had any of the bad symptoms of menstruation. So it was never a burden for me. I actually really liked it because in Islam, you have to pray 5 times a day. It was a very rigid structure. There was like time windows. So there's 5 prayers throughout the day, and during the day you hit these time windows. And within that time windows, you have to deliver the prayer. And I hated that structure. And I hated the way that I was pressured to pray. And so when I had my period, I didn't have to pray anymore, because in the version of Islam that I was taught, when a woman gets her period, she's impure and she can't worship God in the same way, which is like messed up in its own right. But I'm not going to speak about that right now. But I actually really liked my period because then I didn't have to be forced to pray. No one was questioning me about it. It felt like a gift that I was given. So I've always had like a positive association with my period, but at the same time, I have found it to be like the actual substance of menstrual blood is like scary to me. I was taught that it is an excrement of the body. It's like, in my mind, it was on the same level as pee, poop. Like, it's like your body's getting rid of something, it's a excrement. Like, it goes in the toilet, that's it. Like, or in the garbage, like, don't touch it, don't, like, you don't want it near you, right? And I'm sure that's what many of you who are watching have also experienced that. But over the past year, as I've been getting more in touch with my womanhood and more in touch with my femininity and my feminine essence, and just really learning to feel empowered within this identity of a female embodied person, I have been working on changing my relationship to my menstrual cycle. And I made a video a couple months back when I was getting off birth control, and I talked briefly about the inner seasons. That was the first time I reframed something about my period. Another thing that I did was a couple years ago, I also made a video where I started using a menstrual cup. So I bought a Diva cup and I started using that instead of tampons. And what a Diva cup is, it's literally a cup that you insert into your vagina and it collects the blood for you. So tampons absorb the blood, so you pull out the tampon, you throw it out. You don't really have to deal with the blood. You don't have to touch the blood, like you don't have to even really like look at it. You can just, it's very passive. You're not very involved. But with a menstrual cup, it collects. So you literally have to like take it out and it's right there, you know. And I've been using that for probably over a year now, and I think that has helped me get to this point where even though I'm a bit terrified and nervous about posting this, I can, because I have gotten used to seeing my period blood regularly. So that being said, that was like a 10-minute intro, but this is the first time I'm doing this as well, and I was gonna do it just on my own, locked up in my bathroom, but then I was like, honestly, let me just show my authentic reactions to this practice. And I'm not going to go into the details of menstrual blood face masks or how people through the centuries, women through the centuries have been using menstrual blood. I might do that in the future. This is literally just me trying it and showing you the feelings of discomfort that I feel and I'm working through in real time as I do this. In terms of why I'm doing this, for me, it's not so much to do with cosmetics, although anecdotal evidence shows that many women who have started employing regular menstrual blood face masks into their routines, they see like a decrease in acne, scarring, and acne in general, and just see better, clear, more glowing skin. And I appreciate that, and I'm excited for those benefits as well, but really I'm doing this to get over my disgust factor when it comes to something that is so naturally happening within my body. It happens to me every month. This blood comes out of me, and what makes this blood so cool is that it would have contributed to the foundations of a life, a new human life. Like, that's what this blood is purposed for. But because it was not fertilized, my egg was not fertilized, and I'm not intending to have a baby right now, it was released from my uterus. Okay, enough talking. Let's just do it. So this is, I don't have a lot today, but I think it will do. I'm just gonna show you. Don't fall. Okay, so one of the things that I found interesting, actually, let me just do this first and then continue talking, but I'm like trying to procrastinate it, as you can tell. I also got a brush so that I may put it on more elegantly, because I feel like it would get messy and more messy if I didn't. So I'm just gonna move my hair back. Okay, so interesting that I'm genuinely spooked. I've never done this before, but I'm excited. Okay, now let's go to mirror here. Okay, let's smell it. To be honest, it doesn't really smell like anything. So menstrual blood it's part blood and then part uterine lining. So it's like when you are in your menstrual cycle, right before you bleed, your uterus is building up a lining of tissues to help support a possible incoming baby. So when you release your blood, that uterine lining also releases. And an interesting thing about the uterine lining is that it contains stem cells. And the thing with any of this stuff. It's hard to find scientific research that backs any of this because someone actually has to fund the research for it to be able to be a study. As of where we are right now, people are not prioritizing women's health research studies. So in the future, we might find more scientific evidence that shows how beneficial this is for our skin. But for now, we don't know if when you put the stem cells or whatever is in this concoction, when you put it on your face, is it actually absorbed and can your skin actually use it? We don't have very hard evidence on that yet, but I do feel that as more people grow interested in practices like this and in women's health in general, we might see a spike in that, and we might see that actually does wonders because there is a lot of anecdotal evidence of women using this and it doing wonders. So yeah, okay, enough talking. Oh my god, this is crazy to me. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this and then posting a video. Holy shit. I don't smell anything yet. Another thing is that a lot of the disgust factor, it feels nasty to do this, right? But in reality, this blood is not dirty. It's really not. I still don't smell anything. Wow, it's really weird. It feels really like tribal, probably because it is a practice that has been used in tribal cultures. Is it falling? It's on me. One of the things that I'm thinking of right now as well is I don't want Garrett to come into the room because he doesn't know. He knows I'm filming a video, but he doesn't know what I'm filming a video on. And I don't want him to come in the room. It's easy for me to do this by myself and post it because I don't actually have to engage with the reactions that I get online. But in person, that's what I'm really nervous about. People confronting me about it in person. But honestly, this is a reclamation of my womanhood. This is not something that should be disgusting. Okay. But we've been taught that it's disgusting. Okay. It's actually like relaxing with the brush. Okay. There you have it. I just put my menstrual blood all over my face. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it. This is actually like, it's really cool to, as soon as I put it on, the fear went away. Like, it really doesn't smell like anything. It really just feels like any other mask. What the fear is that's coming up now is about other people's reaction to it, you know? But the reason I'm doing this is because it makes me feel expansive. Whoever is watching this, just you seeing me do this, and if you are able to sit through this whole video, it is changing the way that you think about things, and it is changing the way that you perceive reality, because you are now being confronted with the fact, like, yeah, you know what? Why are we as women taught that this is gross? Yeah. So as it's drying, I am smelling a little bit, but it doesn't smell gross. It smells like my essence, and it's cool to be at this level, at this stage with myself where I can do this. I'm really, really proud of myself. And I hope that you get some things from this video. Another thing I've been doing with my menstrual blood, I still have some left, is I empty the cup into a glass and then fill it with water and use it as a fertilizer for my plants. Look that up as well. There's so many things you can do. This is not a waste product, and we feel so much more connected to ourselves and to nature and to just like humanity, like who we are as a human being, when we embrace all aspects of ourselves even the ones that are deemed gross or disgusting. So yeah, exciting.